Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. Hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you had a great week. Today is a new month. It is the 1st of May. Can you believe we're already here? Oh my gosh, we are almost 6 months into this new year. But things are starting to look a whole lot better, and I am so happy about that. And I'm also so happy to be able to be with you today to do this show. So without further delay, let's get straight to it. All right, so the title of today's show is $1 Million Baby, and the topic is knowing your worth as an author. Have you ever seen the movie $1 Million Baby? Well, if you're not into boxing on any level, then you probably haven't. So in that case, I'll give a brief introduction, okay? It's about a young woman with a determination to become a professional boxer, a prize fighter, as some would say. And the one takeaway I have about this movie is that she still knew her worth despite her gender and the odds stacked against her. And much like that movie, I wonder how many authors are aware of how talented they are. Do they know their worth? And I'm not talking about dollars and cents here, but the efficacy and the skill level as a writer. Some things are more precious than silver and gold. Having a particular skill set is one of them. Yes, all writers they have some talent level, but do they really know how the words they write affect those who read them? For whoever needs to hear this today, you are worthy of the title, okay? You don't have to be in a prize fight. You don't have to be in a contest to prove your worth, okay? Because you possess the ability to succeed at what you love most if you believe and try hard enough. That's the formula, you guys. You already possess the talent. But it still means, if you have that talent, you must have the drive to go along with it. You can be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't possess that same drive, it'll go nowhere. So remember, those two things, they work hand in hand, okay? For the only problem is that many writers fail to recognize their worth, maybe because of rejection by publishers or agents who didn't want to take you on. Even though you were paying for the service, they felt like that, maybe you weren't, the right stuff, to make them money. Or even jealousy from those who pretend to support them, but not enough to matter. You know who I'm talking about, Sometimes you have people within your own family, within your own circle that say they support you, and they do the minimum, okay? They do the barest minimum to prove what they said is true, but deep inside your heart that they don't support you at the level, that's needed, okay? And let me say that all writers are special people because they possess the superhuman ability to create something from nothing. No, they aren't gods, but their gifts come from God, the one and only. Therefore, the possibilities are endless, okay? Even if you're a newbie writer, starting with essays, short stories, or full-length projects, but too afraid to let the world know you have something to say. You know, I think that for a lot of people, they don't recognize their own voice. You know, they don't feel that their voice is strong enough to, to outweigh or is loud enough to surmount all the other voices that are out there. But let me just tell you that sometimes you can be very subtle. You know, it doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be bold. Sometimes just that little subtle something is all you need. Because when you have talent, when you have a gift, even if you try to hide it or if you try to downplay it, it's going to come out in some way, form or fashion. Trust me, I know this. And because I've seen it so much, I've seen it in myself. You know, for a lot of people who, may be introverted like I am, writing is my voice. It's how I speak to the world because I have something to say. And maybe I don't say it in my own voice, but I say it through the characters that I create. And that's what I'm telling you to do. You have a voice as well, and you can speak loud and you can speak proud, but you never have to say a word because we know how words touch, how they change, how they corrupt, how they improve, how they inspire. Those are the things that I'm talking about. Those are all wonderful things. And this isn't, something that I haven't told myself because I have to give myself pep talks, if you will, sometimes on a daily basis. And all the time, the words are not voiced to anyone or voiced to me, but they're voiced to God, asking Him for strength. For Him to give me the ability to say what I need to say, to do what I need to do. You have to call on that inner strength. You have to call on that power, that strength that don't come from us, but it flows through us. And that's what I'm talking about. Therefore, the possibilities are endless. Even if you think you don't have talent, the only way to know for sure is to give it a try. Shoot your shot. If I can say that, shoot your shot. Do what you need to do. I was quoting something from Hamilton, and maybe some people would get that. I don't know, but anyway. But this isn't a pernicious argument based on vanity, but an innocuous one that makes a poignant statement to individuals who doubt them and their ability, who doubt their chance in this game. Everybody has a shot. Everybody has a chance. As I said, not to prove anything to anyone, but sometimes you need to prove it to yourself, because sometimes we are our greatest doubters in most things, because we lack the confidence in ourselves to believe that we can. The proof is there. You already have the wherewithal to do it, but you got to believe. You have to believe. You have to know your worth. This is their chance to prove they are a contender with a fighting chance to reach championship levels because they finally see what their inner voice shouted, but chose not to listen to it. How many times have we done that? Our inner voice tells us, which I equate this inner voice as the Holy Spirit. Okay, guys, yes, I'm coming from a spiritual objective today. Because I just feel it in my spirit to bring it to you that way. Some people might get it and others may say that, that I'm preaching to the choir or whatever, but still it needs to be said because it's not said enough. We need that encouragement. Writers Even if you've been in a game for a long while, sometimes you get weighed down, by everything. And because it's no longer something that you enjoy, it has become a job. Yes, you chose it as a career, but it has become a job, something that you just you just hate it when you know that you've got to do it, or when you've got a deadline and it's not enjoyable for you anymore. Writing used to be your passion. I mean, it's still there, but it's like the passion that you had for it in the beginning has sort of dwindled because of the pressures that come along with being a talented or a successful author. That fire has really died down quite a bit, and you just need something, to get those embers spark, to get that fire burning again, so you can get back to that point of where you were in the beginning. And when you believe in the words that you write, they are life-changing. And it's something that, that you won't have to ask anybody for respect. But you'll know, you can be assured that you've already earned that respect, because you've made your place, in this game, in this author game, in this writing world. You've earned your place. You've earned that title because you know your worth. And, if you don't recognize your own worth, then no one else will either. So I'll ask again. Do you know your worth? And if the answer is yes, then you're already better than you know. All right, folks. So that's all I have for you today. This will end today's sermon. But before I let you go, I want to make sure that I give you a few of these URLs so you can stay in contact with Book Chat. And if you missed the live version today, it is recorded also, so you can listen to this episode and all the other episodes before this one. All right. So the first one is, of course, Spreaker, and that is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can follow me, like me, on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And Instagram is by invitation only. Okay. And also, if you would like to, you can check out my website. That is at https://www.authorvivianemore.com or authorehshepard.com. And you can check out today's script on Blogspot, and that is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And if you don't have the Spreaker app, you can listen to it on Apple Podcast. You can listen to it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, JioSaven, Audible.com, Verbal, spelled VURBL, and Luminary. All right. And remember, tomorrow is the first Sunday, so that is Communion Sunday. And be sure to invite family members, your neighbors, and also let children listen into those sermons. If you're back in the brick and mortar buildings, or if you're still listening from home, just make sure that you invite others to listen as well. And also remember to tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.